Real quick before the video starts, I have a new channel based around green text stories on 4chan, and I'll be uploading videos daily over there. If you're interested, I'll leave a link to the channel in the description. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Michael, and we're going to be getting right back into some more Reddit stories. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's begin. This story was posted by a user named Relative Young in the True Off My Chest subreddit. The post is titled, "My parents invited their friends on a family vacation. Now I don't want to go." This post will probably be long and I will try not to ramble too much. I hope that this post is easy to follow, but I am not sure how to handle the situation at hand, so I need advice. For context, my parents are swingers. I found out about them being swingers right after I graduated high school in 2016. I have never really had an opinion on the matter until recently. I do not care what they do behind closed doors, but I personally do not want to see it in person. I am sure that makes me sound like a bad person, but I have always accepted them for who they are. It is honestly just really weird to see my parents make out with other people when they are around a group of people. Anyway, they are in a relationship with another couple and have been with them for almost 2 years. The other couple just recently moved in with my parents because they lost their house and could not find another place in time. My parents kicked my sister, her fiance, and their baby out of the basement in order to give their friends the space and put my sister, her fiance, and baby upstairs in one bedroom to share, which is a small 12 by 12 room. The friends have also stated that they are another set of grandparents for my niece and call themselves Grandma and Papa. My sister and her fiance are not comfortable with this, but my parents and their friends do not seem to care because they are all together as one. Now, on to the vacation. We were supposed to go on our first ever family vacation last year, October 2021, but it ended up getting pushed back to April of this year due to costs and because of my wedding, which everyone was fine with. It then got pushed back again because my sister was in her 3rd trimester of pregnancy and could not fly. It is now scheduled for February of 2023. My parents told my sister and me, along with our significant others, that they would be bringing their friends along on the vacation. To be honest, I am frustrated about it. With the way that they have been handling things with my sister and all of their public displays of affection, it has made me not want to go anymore. It is our first ever family vacation, as I've already mentioned, and I wanted it to be just family. I am at a loss and I'm not sure how to handle the situation. I and everyone else, my husband, sister, and brother-in-law, do not want to upset my parents about how I and they feel. Any advice? Edit, I am married and do not live at home anymore, although my sister, her fiance, and baby do. They are currently looking for places. We live in a state where the cost of living is super high, like a lot of places right now, and with them only having one income, it is harder for them to find something. Hopefully that clears things up. Edit number 2. I did not expect this to get as much attention as it did, and I have read each comment and taken advice, so thank you. I am fully aware that my parents are adults and can do what they want. I never once said that they could not, and I never said I was against their relationship with this other couple. They refer to themselves as swingers, but yes, you could say they are in a polyamorous relationship. The issue I have is how they shove it down everyone's throats. I do not care what they do in private, behind closed doors. But once I see the public displays of affection and the other things they do to each other when other people are around, that is where I get uncomfortable around the situation. They have a calendar on the fridge that says what nights they will swap beds and sleep with the other person. For example, my mom and the other woman move between my dad and the other guy. There are also times when they make sexual jokes about screwing each other or randomly flash each other when we are around. At least wait until people are not there to do those things. That is the part I am not okay with. Update. A few weeks ago, I made a post about my parents inviting their friends on a family vacation and said I would give an update after I talked to my parents. Well, I did, and it did not go well. Also, sorry the update took so long. I have been struggling with the outcome really badly and needed time to write it all out. So, on to the update. I brought up all of my feelings to my parents and they were not very happy. They asked why I never brought it up, and I told them that it was because I was fine with everything until I started seeing it, and that is when it made me uncomfortable. Now, they think I do not accept them for who they are, and they do not really see an issue with inviting their friends or doing other things with their friends in front of everyone else around. My mom basically said that what they do is none of my business or anyone else's, and they can do what they want. Which is true, they are adults and can do what they want. But some of the things they do should be in private settings and not for others to see. They also consider their girlfriend and boyfriend to be family, again, which is fine. I know many people do, and since it is a family vacation, they are still inviting them regardless of how everyone feels about it. I just want to be with my parents for once without their friends being there and having them all over each other. They also see no issue with their friends calling themselves grandparents to my niece. I got upset and told them my husband and I would not be attending the vacation and they could take someone else. And until they understand where I am coming from, I will not be going around. So for the time being, my parents are being cut off. I am very sad about the outcome, and it makes me sad that they would choose their friends over their own child. But to each their own, I guess. Thank you all for the comments. I read every single one of them. Even if I did not comment back, I still read them. There were some very nice supporting ones that really helped, and also some not very nice ones that also helped. So thank you all. Update 2. I am a 27-year-old female and just came here for advice maybe. I do not really know. I just needed a place to talk about this. There is a ton of backstory, so I will try to explain it as much as I can, and hopefully it does not get too confusing. My parents are in an open polyamorous marriage. They started out as swingers when I was 7, and a few years ago they met another couple and decided to just be with them, which is fine. I am happy that they are happy. However, when the other couple, we will call them D and T, came into my parents' life, my parents changed. They became very toxic, controlling, and just all around not fun to be around. They do not take anyone's feelings into consideration and force their other partners into our lives, which over the last couple of years, I have decided I do not want to be around D and T. On multiple occasions, they were all inappropriate in front of us, my sister, her family, and my husband and me, and it was just really uncomfortable in a lot of ways. They, meaning my parents, kicked my sister and her family out of their basement apartment and moved them to a small bedroom upstairs in their house so they could move their other partners into their house. My niece was also only 2 months at this time. From there, things have just gotten worse. D and T refer to themselves as my second parents and as grandparents to my son and my niece, which I've asked them not to do since I barely know them. My parents have chosen their other partners over my sister, her family, and myself and my family many times. My sister had to move urgently last year, and my sister asked my mom if she could watch my niece since it was raining and snowing outside. My mom said no because they were going to spend the night playing Mario Kart and did not want distractions. When I told them I was pregnant, the very first thing my dad said to me was, "Can we tell D and T?" And I said no. After my son was born, I went to my parents' house for a short 30-minute visit, and as soon as I got there, my dad texted D to tell her I was there. So she and T came upstairs. My mom was holding my baby, who was 8 weeks at the time, and when D and T came up, she handed my son to D without asking me. I was so upset. I want to clarify, I would have been upset if anyone just handed my baby to someone without asking me. I was not upset just because of the person. You should never hold a baby without permission from the parent. I had a very intimate religious ceremony similar to a christening where we only wanted family and our close friends. I invited my parents and they asked if they could bring D and T. I said no because it was for family and close friends. So they decided not to come. They decided not to come to a family event because I did not want their other partners there, which they consider family and I do not, which I have clearly tried telling them over years of them being with D and T. Because this event was for my son, I decided they were not going to pull any more stunts. They were not going to choose them over me and my family anymore, so I cut them out. I told them that I am happy that they are happy, and because I know they love them, I was not going to make them choose between us. I told them I was not done being hurt and I needed time away from them. I have not seen or spoken to my parents since April of 2024. I have tried telling my parents about my boundaries many times, but they do not listen and they just want us all to be one big happy family, which my sister and I and our partners do not want. We both just want to be around our parents. Anyways, I got a text from my mom yesterday saying my dad was just diagnosed with heart failure. I have so many emotions. I am angry and I am also sad. My heart hurts. I do not know what to do. Part of me wants a better relationship with my parents as long as my boundaries are followed, but another part of me has never been happier or felt more at peace these last 9 months. I just do not want to have my dad pass and regret not letting him have a relationship with me or my son. I just hate getting hurt by my parents all the time. I am in therapy and have been working through everything for a while, but it is still so hard. Any advice is appreciated and I will try to answer any questions anyone has. Thank you for taking the time to read this, and I'm sorry if it is confusing. Edit, I want to say my parents have been with other couples that I have loved. It was not until D and T that I had an issue, and it is because of the actions that they have done that have pushed me away. I am happy that my parents are happy, but I should not have to put myself in an uncomfortable position to make other people happy. So I ultimately decided to keep distance in order to make my mental health better. Okay, Cauliflower said, the mom saying, what we do is none of your business. It is when you keep doing it in front of them. You are involving them in your sex life without their consent. In fact, not just without their consent, but against their very clearly stated refusal to consent. Almost Infinity said, so OP's parents harass their children every day. They are not good people. Their dad dying does not change that. This second story was made in the AITA subreddit by a user named I Am Playing Favorites. The post is titled, I shut down someone at the gym when they tried to talk to me. So for context, I am a 32-year-old female and do not talk to anyone at my gym outside of saying hi and bye to the people who work there and having polite etiquette when asking someone if they are using something or saying thank you when they are done. This is partially for efficiency, but mostly because I go to the gym stoned as fuck and I am in my zone and I do not want to talk to anyone. Last week after my workout, I walked over to the food carts by my gym to pick up tacos. While I was there, some guy who was over 40 stopped me and said he went to the same gym. I had never noticed him before, but he insisted on walking with me and was talking to me. I was kind of annoyed. Just because you see me on the street with my headphones out does not mean it is an invitation to talk to me. I made small talk and tried to be polite. Got out as quickly as I could. So the other day when I am at the gym foam rolling with my headphones in, this guy just beelines to me while I am trying to avoid eye contact and squats down next to me to say hi and give me a fist bump. I give him a quick heads up, acknowledge him, but ignore the fist bump. Avoid eye contact the rest of the time I am there. And then today, this guy comes into the gym and sees me. I immediately avoid eye contact and he does not come up to me, so I think he gets the picture. But then when I am doing leg lifts, he comes over and tries to give me a fist bump. So I take out my headphone and say, look man, I do not want to do this. I am here to work out. I am not here to make friends. I do not want to talk to you, okay? And he starts to say, I was just saying hi. And I respond with, yeah, I get it. Please do not. And put my headphone back in and keep working out. I realize anyone who saw this probably thought I was a giant asshole, but I do not think someone's need for connection overrides my need to have a good workout. Update. For people saying this would have been different if he was an attractive guy, I stumble and get awkward no matter who it is if the conversation needs to go beyond more than a single question and response. Men, women, children. This is not a want it or do not want it situation as much as it is a I am not in a headspace where I can have human conversation. For people saying this is the same type of person who wonders why guys do not ask them out. I keep a little post-it note in my gym bag that says, hi, my name is Name. I think you're cute, but I want to respect your gym time. Text me if you want to get coffee sometime. I have never given it to anyone, but it is there if I ever feel like I need it. Anyway, I am at work. Hope everyone has a great day. Final update. While I figured posting this might be a little divisive, I did not expect it to blow up like this. I went to the gym today and had one of the best workouts I have had in a long time, partly because I was fueled by the overwhelming support I received from people who understood the importance of asserting boundaries. So thank you to everyone who saw where I was coming from. For anyone who still thinks I'm the asshole, I can live with that. But before I go, I want to share something that happened to me a couple of months ago. Maybe it will give you something to chew on. I was at the same gym in the middle of isolated bicep curls. End of the rep, second to last set to failure. I was slowing the movement, fully concentrated, eyes closed. When I opened them, a stranger's face was 3 inches from mine. Startled, I set the weight down and looked over to see a plump, middle-aged man in a baseball cap. I took out one of my headphones, still in shock, and all I could say was, "What the fuck?" He then grabbed my arms and forced them back onto the machine's handles, saying, "One more." I pulled away and snapped, "Who the fuck do you think you are?" His face fell as he muttered, "I was just admiring your work." I told him, "I'm in the middle of a fucking set." He got defensive, saying, "Actually, I wanted to use that." I replied, "You can use it when I am not in the middle of a set." He rolled his eyes and walked off. I was left shaking. As I started to put my headphone back in, another man approached and waved. I took it back out and he said, "You really should not have to put up with that." I smiled and said thanks. He walked away. I got back to my set. Munchkins and Dragons said, "I have done this before and it was effective even as a woman. Sometimes it just takes another person paying close attention for them to rethink their actions. Plus, if you say what the fuck loud enough in a crowded space, you are going to attract a bit of attention." Seattle Trash Panda said, "The scream I would have screamed would have gathered all of the gym goers plus neighbors. That would scare the shit out of me. If he wants attention, he is getting attention from everyone." This third and final post was made in the relationship subreddit by a user named CutStepFam. The post is titled, "I don't want a relationship with my stepmom and stepsister after my dad died. My parents got a divorce when I was 6 and I have not seen my mom since because she was abusive. My dad remarried when I was 8. My stepmom was not abusive, but we never clicked. She tried to be my new mom right off the bat, and I found it weird. She did not like how I was not open to the idea right away. She also had a daughter who is 1 year younger than me. We did not hit it off either. Do not get me wrong, she is a totally fine person, but as kids, she was the typical brat. So I guess it made it hard for us to really bond as kids. Once I hit my teens, I went through a rough patch of being rebellious and overall not a good person. My dad gave me space like I needed, but my stepmom did not see it that way and we fought a lot because of it. My stepsister was alright during those teen years. She was more quiet and kept to herself, so we did not really have any conflict. But my stepmom and I did not hit it off, and once I turned 18, I moved out at the first chance I got. I am now 24, and my dad sadly passed away from cancer. Though I did not get along with my stepmom, I never stopped loving my dad and we texted daily when I moved out. It was rough on me and I do appreciate my stepmom helping me with the funeral, but that was a couple of months ago and I have not really talked to her since. My stepsister has invited me over for Christmas and honestly, I do not know if I want to go. Not because I do not like them, but because it is the same house that we grew up in and it will remind me too much of my dad. I am still grieving. I know my stepsister and stepmom are too, but fuck, it sucks because I do not know. I just want to be left alone for some time to process because it was only 3 months ago. Update. I decided not to cut my stepfamily out of my life. My second question was if I was the asshole for going or not, and people said it was up to me. So I went to my stepmom's place for Christmas. This was my first time with my stepmom and stepsister without my dad. It was super hard because I sat in the seat he always sat in and I just broke down crying. I am forever grateful for both my stepsister and stepmom because we all just had a group hug on her couch while I bawled my eyes out. It ended and we did not open presents but just talked. We had brunch and it went well, though I was holding in tears the whole time. This was the first time I could see that they actually do care for me and I care for them. They are my family. I did not stay the night because I definitely could not do that, but I left around 11 at night. This was the first time I ever felt like a full family unit and not the bad kid who fought with my stepmom and was just not the nicest to my stepsister. I thank them so much for not holding a grudge when I went through my teen rebel phase. I hugged them both goodbye and went home. I feel like giving them a shot and going to my dad's place helped me realize that these are the people who have always been there for me. I mean, they were the ones who did not give up on me when I was a troubled teen, and I love them both for it. I text my stepsister almost daily now, even if it is just a good morning or I have the day off. I call my stepmom a bit too now, but it goes a bit deeper and I have started to really trust her like a mom. Thank you all for the advice and for telling me not to cut them out, because it really did help me realize that we are a family. We have been since I was 8, and I love and care for both of them very much. Faycat said, we had home hospice and it was like most of a year before my brother was comfortable in the house after dad died. To this comment, user Bone Mother said, we did home hospice too and my mother died in the home. The morning of her death, after the funeral home removed her body, my father, siblings, and I went shopping and bought entirely new living room furniture. Stuff that she did not sleep on or go through the effects of chemo on. It was no surprise my dad sold the house. I think if one of my siblings had not been living there after the funeral, it would have gone on the market immediately. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and thank you also to partner of the channel, GamerSupps. Use code DLAM to support the channel and get 10% off of your purchase, link in the description. I'm sure many of you like me have a hankering for daily caffeine, so go check them out. Lately, I've been a big fan of Titty Milk and Acid Rain, but they've got dozens of other flavors for y'all to try out. Anyway, thanks again for reaching the end, and I hope you all have an amazing passage of the next 24 hours.